Hello again, thanks for joining me. I've another if to look at. This one's taken from 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 2. Paul talking, If I be not an apostle unto others, yet doubtless I am to you, for the seal of mine apostleship are you in the Lord. What was the qualifications for Paul's apostleship, apart from his converts? Well, I believe Paul's doctrine, his teaching and apostleship was a manifest in his conduct and his character, not in his abilities or qualifications. Paul was highly qualified, but he counted it as dung, so that his authority didn't come from his position or qualifications. This is what Paul said about his teaching, his doctrine. 2 Timothy 3 verse 10. But you have fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came upon me at Antioch, Iconium, and Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but the Lord out of them all, the Lord delivered me. Yes, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. So his lifestyle was his teaching, not his qualifications. You know, if you're in ministry, it's easy to lord it over God's people and claim your knowledge of the Bible or scriptures or doctrines, or your qualifications from Bible school. It's easy to use that as your authority. Well, the scribes and Pharisees had authority. Jesus said they sit in Moses' seat, so obey them. But their authority came from their academic qualifications and the position and the status. Jesus had a different authority. Let me read it. At the end of the Sermon on the Mount, after Jesus had taught them, it says this is the last verse from the Sermon on the Mount. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, at his teaching. For he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. But I've already said the scribes had authority, so Jesus had a different authority, that's my point. And Jesus' authority came from his lifestyle, his practical lifestyle, his feeding the 5,000, his teaching, and his loving his enemies. And unless your authority comes from God, you'll have to use the world's methods, which is position or qualifications. Authority God's way comes from a lifestyle, not knowledge. So let me encourage you. Don't hide me especially if you're in ministry. I don't mean if you're an evangelist or pastor or apostle or teacher. I mean if you're a Sunday school teacher, if you lead in the choir, if you're in a worship team. Don't hide behind your knowledge or status. Have authority of God by your lifestyle. Busy man, I'm going now. See you in the plan.